Hello and welcome back. I am Saurabh and today in FTR 3.0 we are going to discuss quantitative aptitude. As you all know that it is a must to score 33% in your CSAT exam, and quantitative aptitude plays a major role in qualifying that paper. And in this series of quantitative aptitude there will be 5 videos and each part will have subtopics. For this first video we are going to discuss simplification, Surds, indices, squares, number system, ratio proportion, average, mixture and alligation. So these are the 6 topics which we are going to cover in this part 1. Not only we are going to discuss the questions but the concept behind those questions as well. So this is going to play a major role to qualify your CSAT exam. Let's begin the top 30 most important questions. Let's start. So here is the first question. Let's try to solve it. It is given 0.04 to the power of 2 divided by 0.008 into 0.2 to the power of 6 is equal to 0.2 to the power of question mark. You have to find the value what will come in the place of question mark. So this is a question from your Surds and indices, and if we discuss the formulas which are going to be used, it is a to the power m multiplied by a to the power n gives you a to the power m plus n. Second formula is a to the power m divided by a to the power n is equal to a to the power m minus n. Third, if the bases are same, that is a to the power x is equal to a to the power y, then we will say that x is equal to y. And fourth most important, a to the power to the n is equal to a to the power to the m and is equal to a to the power of mn. These are the 4 formulas which we are going to use to solve this problem. For example, let's see this 0.04. This 0.04 is nothing but 0.2 whole square, and this 0.008, can we write it as 0.008 as 0.2 whole cube? Of course we can write it, isn't it? So if we try to solve this, we'll get it 0.2 whole square to the power whole square, because this is 0.04 whole square. I have replaced this 0.4 with 0.2 ka whole square, and it is divided by the next number is 0.008. I'll replace it with this, which is 0.2 ka whole cube, and the last number over here is 0.2 whole to the power of 6 multiplied by 0.2 whole to the power of 6. Now if we try to solve it, we have seen that a to the power of m to the power of n is a to the power mn. So what we can write here is 0.2 whole to the power 2 into 2, which is 4. Now the next formula we can use this. If there is a division sign, then the powers can be subtracted. So I can see this division sign and we have got this number 4. So the next number will be subtracted minus of 3. And if there is a multiplication sign, you know that when it is multiplied, then there should be addition in the power. So we can put plus 6 over here, and this 0.2 becomes 4 plus 6 is 10 minus of 3 is 7. And this is 0.2 whole to the power of question mark. So this question mark will be nothing but C. And that is the correct answer for the first question. I hope it is clear to you. Let's move on to the second question. So here is the second question. Let's try and solve it. Find the value of minus 2 to the power of 5 into 2 to the power of minus 5 multiplied by 3 to the power of 3. So the formulas which we are going to use here are a to the power m into a to the power n is equal to a to the power m plus n. This we have seen. A to the power m divided by a to the power n is a to the power m minus n, which we know. A to the power of minus n is 1 by a to the power n. So if the power is to the power minus 5, you can see it will come down and it will be a to the power n. So let's try to solve this problem. Now see, the first number is minus 2 to the power of 5. What it is? It is 32, right? Minus of 32, because minus to the power of odd number will give you minus 32. So this number can be written as, here we can write it as 32 minus of 32 multiplied by 1 by, see, if there is a negative power, it will go down. So this number can be written as 1 by 2 to the power 5, and 2 to the power 5 is nothing but 32. Multiplied by next number is 3 ka cube. 3 ka cube is what? It is 27. So this 32 and 32 will get cancelled. Answer is minus 27. And as easy as that, option D is the correct answer for this second question. Let's move on to the third question. So here is the third question. Let's try and solve it. 2 to the power x is equal to cube root of 32. Then x is equal to. The formula which we should know for this is a to the power of nth root to the power m is equal to a to the power of mn. As simple as that. We know that this 32 is nothing but 2 to the power of 5. So if we try to solve this, cube root of 32 is nothing but cube root of 2 to the power of 5, and we know that 2 to the power of 5 and nth root means 2 to the power of 5 by 3. And this is equal to 2 to the power of x. We need to find x. So what will be x? 5 by 3. D option is the correct answer for this question. Again, another very easy concept based on the formulas of Surds and Indices. Let's move on to the next question. So here is the next question. Let's try to solve it. We can see that 48 to the power of minus 2 by 7 is multiplied by 16 to the power of minus 5 by 7 multiplied by 3 to the power of minus 5 by 7. So the formula which we need to see is, if there are two numbers multiplied and you are putting to the power of m, a, b multiplied to the power of n, then you can separately take the power and multiply them, and vice versa. So if I see this 48 and there are 16 and 3 outside, I know that this 48 is equal to 16 into 3. So if there is a power of minus 2 by 7 here, I can separate it as 16 to the power minus 2 by 7 and 3 to the power minus 2 by 7. I hope this step is clear to you. What we are doing is a to the power n m into b to the power of m is equal to a into b whole to the power n m. So this 48 to the power minus 2 by 7, I have separated it into 16 to the power something and 3 to the power something. And we also know this formula that a to the power m into a to the power n is equal to a to the power m plus n. So what we get finally is, see, this 48 can be written like this. So let me write over here 16 to the power of minus 2 by 7. Okay, multiplied by 3 to the power of minus 2 by 7. This is what is 48 to the power minus 2 by 7. And over here, if we try to solve it, what we are getting is 16 to the power of minus 5 by 7 multiplied by the next number over here is 3 to the power of minus 5 by 7. So as we know that if there is multiplication and the base is same, the power gets added. So if I try to solve it, this is 16 and this is 16. So the power will get added. Minus 2 by 7 minus of minus 5 by 7. So it will be minus 7 by 7 multiplied by 3 to the power minus 2 by 7 plus minus 5 by 7. So minus 5 by 7. So this is minus 7 and 7. This is minus 5 and 7. So the power will be minus 1 over here and the power will be minus 1. We know that a to the power minus n is equal to 1 by a to the power n. So this will be 1 by 16 multiplied by this will be 1 by 3 and we get what is 1 by 48. So option number B is the correct answer for this question. I hope it is clear to you. It's another easy question based on your Surds indices. Let's move on to the next question. So here is the next question. Let's try and solve it. We can see that it is 2 to the power of half, 3 to the power of 1 by 3, 8 to the power of 1 by 8 and 9 to the power of 1 by 9. So the formula which we are going to use is a to the power m whole to the power n is equal to a to the power n whole to the power m is equal to a to the power m into n. As far as we have these numbers in the power, we cannot decide which number is greater or which number is smaller. Now we need to make the power same so that we can come into a whole number and decide it. So what I will do is, see, 2 to the power 1 by 2 is there and the other number is 3 to the power 1 by 3. The next number is 8 to the power of 1 by 8 and the last number is 9 to the power 1 by 9. So in the power we are dividing by 9, 8, 3 and 2. I know one number which is an LCM of 9, 8, 3 and 2, which is 72. 72 is the LCM of these numbers. So what I will do is to the power of 72. Here also to the power of 72. I'll put that in their power to the power of 72 and to the power of 72. So what we get is a to the power m to the power n, and when this happens the power gets multiplied, a to the power m into n. So if I multiply this 2 and 72 will get cancelled, it will be 2 to the power of 36. This will be 3 to the power of 24. This will be 8 to the power of 9 and the last number will be 9 to the power of 8, right? It is very easy now. Now as we can see, this 8, what can we write in place of 8? 8 can be written as 2 cube, isn't it? So I'll replace this 8 by 2 cube, right? So and this 9, we can write 9 as 3 square. Why? Because I am changing the numbers to 3 and 2. So this number will become a to the power m to the power n, which is a to the power mn. So instead of 2 to the power 3 to the power 9, I can write 3 into 9, which will be 2 to the power of 27, and this 2 into 8 is 16. So I can write here as 3 to the power of 16. Now what do we need to find? The greatest number is what we need to find. See, of course 2 power 27 and 2 power 36. This number is bigger, so I'll cancel out this. Among 3 to the power of 16 and 3 to the power of 24, of course this is bigger. So this cannot be the greatest number. Now we are left with two more options, which is 3 to the power of 24, 2 to the power of 36. Now I know that if I need to find the highest number, I need to compare these two. So the only option is to find the common power of these two numbers. So the common power of 24 and 36. Take out the HCF. What is the HCF? You will say it is 12. So see, I can write this 36, isn't it? This 36 can be written as 3 into 12, and this 24 can be written as 2 into 12, right? And we know that a to the power mn is a to the power m to the power n. So again we will break it as 2 cube to the power of 12 and 3 square to the power of 12. This means this number is nothing but 8 to the power of 12 and 9 to the power of 12. Now can you decide which number is bigger? The power is same for both, but here the base is 9, there the base is 8. Of course this number is bigger, and among all the four this number is going to be bigger. Then that means corresponding number is 3 to the power 1 by 3 is the largest number among these. So the answer will be 3 to the power 1 by 3 is the largest number. I hope it is clear to you. Let's move on to the sixth question. Now this problem I have taken from the remainders. Let's try and solve it. 11 power 68 minus 9 to the power 68 is divided by 48. Then the remainder is. We need to know a small concept over here, and the concept is that here is the concept. Let's try and discuss. A to the power n plus b to the power n when n is odd, and the third one also you can see a to the power n minus a to the power n when n is odd. So when n is odd, this number is divisible by a plus b, and when n is odd, this number when there is minus, it is divisible by minus a minus b. I hope these two cases are clear to you. When n is odd, a power n minus a power n is divisible by a minus b, and when n is even, a power n plus a power b power n, when n is odd, is divisible by a plus b. So the sign will remain same. It will be divisible by only one thing, either a plus b or a minus b. But here you can see 11 to the power 68, and 68 is an even number. So if we see a to the power n plus b to the power n is an even number, so it is not divisible by any number. However, if there is a minus sign, and this corresponds to this case, over here you can see a to the power n minus b to the power n, when n is even, is divisible by both a plus b also and a minus b also. So this number, this particular number is divisible both by 11 plus 9 as well as 11 minus 9. So what is 11 plus 9? You will say it is 20. And what is 11 minus 9? It is 2. If I multiply both, it is divisible by 40. So this particular number is divisible by 40. If I divide it by 40, will there be any remainder? Of course, there will be no remainder. So answer is D option. There will be no remainder because this number is divisible both by 20 and 2, and the remainder is going to be 0 when you divide it by 40, because 40 is what? 20 multiplied by 2. I hope it is clear. Now here is the new question. A ratio B is 3:4, B ratio C is 5:6, D ratio C ratio D is 7:8. Then what is A:D? This is one of the basic problems of ratio. Let's try and solve it. If A is to B and B is to C and C is to D is given, and we need to find A ratio, B ratio, C ratio, D. Right? It's very easy. 3:4 is what? A is to B. So I'll write 3:4. What is B is to C? It is 5:6. I'll write here 5:6. What is C is to D? C is to D is 7:8. 7:8. So I'll write here 7:8. Now to find A, B, C, D, suppose you need to find A, you need to multiply these three numbers like this. 3 5s are 15, 7s are 105, right? Again, if you need to find B, you need to multiply the bottom two of left and the right top of number on the right side. Okay? So 4 5s are 20 multiplied by 7 is 140. To get C, you need to take the top two numbers multiplied by the bottom number over here. So it will be 4 into 6 into 7. This will be what? 4 into 6 into 7. Let's keep it like that. Now the last number is these three numbers you need to find, which is 4 into 8 into 6. That is 4 into 8 is 32 into 2 is 64 multiplied by 3 is 192. Now see, we need to find A ratio D, right? We need to find A ratio D. My A is 105 and my D is 192. If I cut it by 3, we'll get 35 here. If I cut it by 3, I will get 64 here. And A ratio D is nothing but D option. I hope this is clear to you. Very basic thing which we should know from the ratio. Now let's move on to the next question. Here is the 8th question. Let's try to solve it. If out of 10 students, 3 were 20 years old, 4 were 21 years old, 3 were 22 years of age, then what is the average? This is a problem from average and we should know the concept of weighted average. What does weighted average say? Suppose there are quantity and average. If quantity 1 has average A1, quantity 2 has average A2, quantity 3 has average A3, quantity 4 has average A4, quantity n has average AN, then weighted average is equal to Q1 A1 plus Q2 A2 plus Q3 A3, etc. so on up to Qn AN divided by Q1 plus Q2 plus Q3 plus Qn. Like that you have to calculate it. So if we try to solve it, there are 3 students with each having 20 years of age. So 3 into 20 plus 4 into 21 plus 3 into 22 divided by total number of students is 3 plus 4 plus 3, which is equal to 10. So can we find out the average now? This will be 60 plus this will be 84 and the last number is 66. When I add it, what we are going to get is 60 plus 84 if we do, it is 150 plus 60 if we do, it is 210 divided by 10. We are going to get 21 as the answer. C option is the correct answer for this question. I hope it is clear to you. So another question is here which is based on average. Let's try to solve it. See, the question is a 60 pages book has n lines per page. Yani every page is going to have n lines in it. That if the number of lines were reduced by 3, then the number of pages go up by 10. What is the value of n? So the average is equal to sum of terms divided by number of terms. Now over here average is, what is the average? N lines per page. It means that every page is having n lines and we have given with number of pages, that is 60. So the sum of the lines, total lines, if I ask you total lines is going to be 60 into n, because 60 is what? 60 is the number of terms and number of lines per pages is average. So n multiplied by 60 will give you the number of terms, which is the total lines. And now it is given that if the number of lines were reduced by 3, so number of lines were reduced by 3, the number of pages go up by 10. So now the pages will go up by 10. First it was 60, now it will go up by 10, it will be 70. Now 0 and 0 will get cut. 6n is equal to 7n minus 21. So this 7n will come here, minus n is equal to minus 21. So minus and minus cancel. It means that number of lines, what we need to find, the value of n we need to find, which is equal to 21. I hope this is clear to you. It's a very easy question. Let's move on to the next question. So here is the next question, question number 10. Ascending order of the fractions 2 by 3. See, there are few fractions given: 2 by 3, 4 by 5, 3 by 8 and 1 by 2. And there are 4 options. We need to find the ascending order. So what are the fractions over here? Again 2 by 3. The another fraction is 4 by 5. The next fraction is 3 by 8. And the last fraction is 1 by 2. Right? Now we cannot compare it directly. What we need to do is we need to take the LCM of the denominators. So the LCM of 2, 8, 4 and 3. 3, 5, 8 and 2. What is the LCM for these 4 numbers? I can see 8 will come out, 8 5s are 40 and 3s are 120. So what we can write over here is 120, 120, 120 and 120, right? Now see, to make 120, we need to multiply 40. So if I am multiplying 40 in 3, I should multiply 40 in 2. So this is 80. 5 multiplied by 24 is 120. So 4 multiplied by 24 will be 96. Next, 8 multiplied by 15 is 120. So 3 multiplied by 15 will be 45. and 2 multiplied by 60 is 120. So 1 multiplied by 60 is going to be the numerator over here. So what we have done is we have taken the denominator ka LCM and we have put it there, and we have seen the factor which is multiplying here. It is what? It is over here 40. So the same factor should be multiplied in the numerator. That is how we have simplified this question, and now we can compare the numerators because the denominators are same. So the smallest numerator is over here. The smallest fraction is going to be 3 by 8. So let us check the smallest fraction. It is over here, and D option is the correct answer because we have to arrange in ascending order. Ascending order means smallest to biggest. So the smallest is 3 by 8 and only one option is correct. So it will be solved over here only. I want to tell you one more technique over here. The second technique is over here. You can see if the difference between the numerator and denominator of any two proper fractions is constant, then the fraction with greater numerator is larger. What does this sentence mean? There is a term over here, proper fraction. Now what is proper fraction? Proper fraction is less than 1. So if the numerator is smaller, suppose there is a fraction like this n by d such that it is less than 1, means what do you mean by this? The numerator is smaller than denominator. Can you see here? This is a proper fraction less than 1. 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 So it is saying that if the difference between the numerator and denominator of any two proper fraction is constant, it is same, then the fraction with greater numerator is larger. So if we see the difference between 1 and 2, what is the difference here? It is 1. The difference between 4 and 5 is again 1. The difference between 2 and 3 is again 1 only. So we can see the fraction with greater numerator will be larger. So among these three fractions, the difference between numerator and denominator is same. So the fraction, this fraction will be smallest, 1 by 2. And after that we will come over here, 2 by 3 will be larger than that and 4 by 5 will be largest. I have not compared this. Now let us see which sequence is followed here. Among this 1 by 2, 2 by 3 and 4 by 5, here is the only option which is following it, and 1 by 2 is greater, less than, smaller, and then 2 by 3 is bigger than that, and 4 by 5 is the biggest. So we can see only option number 4 is satisfying this condition, and then you can compare this for 3 by 8. 3 by 8 is how much? 3 by 8 is 0.375 and this 1 by 2 is 0.5, and we know that this 0.375 is smaller than that. It means that it will come over here, 3 by 8. So the sequence which is following here is D option. So I have given you one more technique to find it out. You can use either of the technique, the first one which we used using the LCM of denominator, or the second property which we have which I have told you, which is written over here, right? Let's move on to the next question. Here is the another question. Let's try to solve it. If 2 plus 4 plus 6 plus 8 up to 80 is S, then what is the value of S? To solve this problem, I should give you few formulas which are important for your exam. For example, natural numbers. You should know the sum of the natural numbers. Sum of first n natural number is n into n plus 1 by 2. Sum of the first n even natural number is n into n plus 1. Third formula is sum of the first n odd natural number is n square. Sum of the squares of first n natural number is n into n plus 1 into 2n plus 1 by 6. And the last but not the least, sum of the first n natural number is n into n plus 1 divided by 2 ka whole square. This is cubes, right? So what is this first formula? It is 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 etc. so on up to n is this formula. Now the second is even numbers, right? You have to be very, very cautious. What is n? N is the number of the total terms is what is n, not the last term, right? Over here the last term is n and the number of term is also n, so there is no confusion. But when you come here, the first term is 2 because we are dealing with even numbers now. 2, the second number is going to be 4, the third number is going to be 6 and the last number is going to be 2n. So if I ask you the number of terms are n, but the last term is 2n and the formula of the sum is n into n plus 1, and this is the formula which we are going to use in that question. So wait for just a minute, I'll discuss these formulas, then we'll go back, right? So the third formula is here. It is sum of first and odd natural number. Now what is odd? 1, after that you will get 3, after that you will get 5, and the last term is going to be 2n minus 1 is equal to n square. So if there is a last term, suppose there is the last term is 19. How will you find the number of terms? You will just put it is equal to 2n minus 1 is equal to 19. So 2n will be equal to 20 and number of terms will be 10. So if I ask you 1 plus 3 plus 5 etc. so on up to 19, my n will be 10, my n will not be 19. Again, it is a little bit tricky, but you should understand that the number of terms, this n is number of terms. So the sum up to 19 terms will be what? 10 ka square, which is 100. I hope this is clear to you. Now the next formula. So here is the next formula. If we see sum of the first n natural numbers, squares of natural number, it means 1 ka square plus 2 ka square plus 3 ka square etc. so on up to n ka square. Again, no confusion here because n is the last term and we are dealing with the square of n itself. It is n into n plus 1 into 2n plus 1 divided by 6. And last but not the least, 1 ka cube plus 2 ka cube plus 3 ka cube etc. so on up to n cube is equal to n into n plus 1 divided by 2 ka whole square. I hope you have written all these 5 or 6 formulas. Now let's move on to that question. This is the question which we were dealing. So if we see the last term is 80. So if we see this, it is 2 plus 4 plus 6 plus etc. so on up to 2n is equal to n into n plus 1. Just now we have discussed this formula. Now can you tell me what is the n? The number of terms is what? 2n is equal to 80. 80 is the last term. So n will be 40. So there are 40 terms here, over here, and we will put as n is equal to 40. So if we put it in this formula, it is going to be 40 multiplied by 41, and which is equal to 1640. C option is the correct answer. I hope it is clear to you. It's a very easy question, but you should know the formula which we have to use for this question. Let's move on to the next question. One more question based on Surds indices. 132 square root of 132 plus square root of 132 plus square root of 132 plus square root of 132 etc. so on up to infinite, etc. so on up to infinite. If we know this formula, that etc. so on up to infinite is 4 into a plus 1 under root plus 1 divided by 2. This is the formula for it, right? So if we try to solve it, this 132 we can put it in this formula. We will get what is 4 into 132 plus 1 square root plus 1 divided by 2. So 4 into 132 is 520 plus 2, that is 528 plus 1 divided by 2, and this turns out to be 529 ka square root plus 1 by 2, and this is 23, right? 23 ka square, so we'll get 23 plus 1 by 2, which is nothing but 24 by 2, and which is equal to 12. So the answer to this question is 12, right? There is one more variation for this problem. We have seen that it was plus inside the square root and it was going till infinite. However, if we get a minus a under root a minus under root a minus under root a minus, then the formula will be 4a plus 1. Everything will remain same. Just this plus sign will turn into minus. I hope this is clear to you. Now I will tell you how to solve this within 2 seconds. You can use this formula definitely. But if a is equal to n into n plus 1, where n is a natural number, if a is equal to n into n plus 1, where n is a natural number, then the bigger for the plus sign, the answer to this plus sign will be n plus 1 for this expression, and the answer for this minus sign will be n. Is that very clear to you? Now if this 132 is concerned, I know that 132 is equal to 11 into 12. I told you if there is a plus sign in between, you choose the bigger one. So 12 is the answer. Is that clear? We can solve it within 2 seconds, right? If there was 72, suppose there is a question like this: square root of 72 minus square root of 72 minus square root of 72, like that it is going to infinite. I know that 72 is equal to 8 into 9, but here there is a minus sign, so answer will be 8. You can use this second formula and find, you will get the same answer as 8. I hope it is clear to you. When it is plus, we have to take the bigger number. When it is minus, we have to take the smaller number. And if you cannot express this in this form, then definitely you will have to use the formula. Let's move on to the next question. So here is the other question. The remainder when 72 into 73 into 78 into 76 is divided by 35. Now suppose I take 72 and divide it by 35. You know that 2s are 70. The remainder is 2. So if the remainder is 2, the remainder for 72 is going to be 2. Remainder for 73 is going to be 3. For 78 it is 8 and for 76 it is 6. Now what is the remainder for this? I know that 2 8s is 16 and 3 6s is 18 and 16 8s is 17 ka square. 17 square is 289 minus 1 is 288. So 288 is the number which I am getting. Now we have to find the remainder when we divide this by 35. So let's try to find it. If there is a number 288 and I need to find what we'll get by dividing by 35. See, how many times will 35 get cut from this? If I put 6, it is 210. If I put 7 or 8, I think 8 is 280. Minus the remainder is 8, right? So the remainder is 8. I hope it is clear to you. 35 8s is 280 and the remainder is going to be 8 for this question. So what we are doing over here is we are taking out the remainders and we are doing the same operation which is over here, multiply. We have multiplied it all and we got 288. But any remainder cannot be greater than the divisor. So again we have to divide it, and when we divide it we see that 8 is the remainder, and that is going to be our remainder when we divide that huge number by 35. Let's move on to the next question. So here is the next question. It is based on HCF and LCM, and we know that it is a part of number system. So HCF and LCM of two 3-digit numbers 30 into 560 respectively. What is the number? Find the each number. See, we should know that whenever we are given two numbers and their HCF and LCM, we should know this property. HCF into LCM of two numbers is equal to product of the two numbers. So we can see that 30 multiplied by 5610 is equal to product of the number. So which two numbers are going to satisfy over here? I can see that this is clearly 510 into 11. So this 11 can be multiplied over here and we can write that 330 into 510, and these are the two numbers which are in option C. I hope it is clear to you. There is nothing but HCF into LCM is equal to product of the two numbers, and I saw this 5610 can be written as 510 into 11. I transferred the 11 there because I was able to see this number, which is 30 also is there and 510 is also there, which is 11 times of it is 5610. I hope this is very clear. Now let's move into the next question. Here is our next question, number 15. When this number is divided by 5, what is the remainder? Again, we need to see a very small property. Let's look at that property. So the property is that, see, you can read it. If a to the power ax plus k to the power n is divided by x, the remainder is k to the power n. And when ax minus k whole to the power n is divided by x, then the remainder is minus of k to the power n. However, when n is even, we know that we will not get this minus sign, so it will be plus. And when n is odd, we will get that minus sign over here. Now the next property, if we put this k as 1, it means that we have taken this k as 1, then this will become what? Ax plus 1 whole to the power n. This will become as 1. So when we are dividing it by x, now the remainder will be 1 because here it was k and we have taken k as 1. And over here the remainder was k to the power n. So here it will be 1, and for the last one it will be minus 1. So for this, and when n is odd, the remainder is going to be minus 1, and this is the case which we are discussing. Let's move on to that question. Here is that question. Can we write this in the form of ax minus 1? Of course. See, we can write this number as 7890 minus 1 whole to the power of 5893, which is an odd number. And what we are dividing with? We are dividing it by 5. So this is my a, and this number is in the form of ax or whatever number you are putting. This is my x. and we are dividing it by ax, because see, this is a multiple of 5 or not. 5 multiplied by something will be this number. So the remainder is going to be minus 1. Remainder is going to be minus 1. You should note that we can never have a negative remainder. If we get a negative remainder, what we need to do is we need to add the divisor to make it positive. So I'll add plus 5, it will be 4. So the answer to this question is 4. So negative 1 means 5 minus 1. It is never we can put minus 1 as a remainder for anything or negative number. If we get a negative number, there is nothing to be afraid of. Just add the divisor, you will get a positive number, and that is your answer. Let's move on to the next question. So here is a problem based on simplification, and this formula is based on an algebraic expression, and that expression is a cube plus b cube is equal to a plus b into a square minus ab plus b square. So if we see this expression, you can see that my a square is here. So my a square is here. My ab is minus ab is here. Minus ab is here. And this is my b square. This is my b square. And if I see the denominator, it is a cube. So here is my a cube, right? And this is my b cube. So here is my b cube. So what we can put here is this a by b. This means 1 by a plus b is equal to, if I take this over here, this will go on the denominator. It will be a cube plus b cube, and this will be a square minus ab plus b square, right? We can put it like this. Now here my a is 753 and my b is 247. So it is easy only. See, it has been expanded over here in this form such that a is 753, b is 247, and this will give you 1 by a plus b, which is 753 plus 247, and 753 plus 247 is nothing but 1000, right? So my answer for this question is going to be 16th option is going to be A. Is that very clear to you? Algebraic identities are important as far as your simplification questions are concerned, because any formula can be given you in the form of numbers and you will have to simplify it. But here if you try to simplify it, it will take a hell lot of time, and we can use this formula which is very easy. Let's revise some of the important algebraic identities. First, a plus b whole square is a square plus b square plus 2ab. A minus b whole square is a square minus 2ab plus b square. A plus b whole square plus a minus b whole square is equal to 2 into a square plus b square. And if you put minus over here, you will get 4ab. And this is another formula, a square minus b square is equal to a plus b into a minus b. Again, a plus b whole cube is equal to a cube plus b cube plus 3ab into a plus b. And if you put minus over here, you will get a cube minus b cube minus 3ab into a minus b. Our previous problem was based on this identity, and if you put a minus b over here, you will get a minus b into a square plus b square plus ab. I hope you would have written these formulas on your notebook. Let's look into few more formulas. A plus b plus c whole square is equal to a square plus b square plus c square plus 2ab plus 2bc plus 2ca. So we have taken out 2 over here and we have put bracket here. And then 3, if the power is 3, a plus b plus c whole cube is equal to a cube plus b cube plus c cube plus 3 into a plus b into b plus c into c plus a. I hope this is very clear to you, right? Let's look into the next problem. See, this problem is based on LCM HCF, which comes under your number system. Let's see what is the question. The least number of 5 digits which is divisible by 12, 15 and 18. So for this question, we have to find the LCM of 12, 15 and 18. So I know that 12 is what? 12 is 4 into 3. 15 is what? We are doing the prime factorization, 3 into 5. And what is this 18? It is 2 into 9. We have done the prime factorization. We have divided the prime numbers, which is 2, 3 and 5, and we have separated it in their multiplication powers. So if we see 2, the highest power is 4, so LCM will be 4. 3, highest power is 9, so we can put 9. And there is a 5 over here, so we can put 5. This is going to be the LCM. 5 4s are 20 multiplied by 9 is 180. Now 180 is the smallest number which is divisible by all these 3 numbers, which is 12, 15 and 18. However, we need to find the smallest least 5 digit number. Now if I ask you which is the least 5-digit number, you will say that it is 10000 is the least smallest 5-digit number. Now if I divide it by 180, what we will get is, see, it is like 1000. So I know that 5 is 900, and if I put minus, I will get here 100. Again I know that 5 is 900. Again what we are going to get is 100. See, if it was the largest 5-digit number, then what we need to do is, this number we are getting 100 extra, so 10,000 minus of 100 will be a number which is divisible by 180, right? If it was the largest 5-digit number, our solution will be, largest 5-digit number is 99999 minus of what is the remainder, because this thing is extra in this when you are dividing it by 180. So once you subtract it, we will get a number which is divisible by 180. However, even if I subtract 1 from this, it will no longer be a 5-digit number, it will become a 4-digit number. So what we need to do is, we need to add 180 over here. As a result, I am adding what? Minus of 100 plus 180. I am adding what? I am adding 80 over here. So the answer is going to be 10080. As simple as that. So if it is the least 5-digit number, what we need to do? Take the least 5-digit number, take out the remainder, subtract the number and add this number once again. However, if it was the largest 5-digit number, just subtract this number, forget about this, because it is again going to be a 5-digit number only. However, if you subtract 100 here, it becomes a 4-digit number. That's why we are adding this 180 again. I hope it is clear. Let's move on to the next question. So here is a problem on simplification. 3.8 minus of 4.2 divided by 0.7 multiplied by 3, okay, plus 5 into 2 divided by 0.5. So we should know the formula of V bod mass, right? V bod mass is vinculum, which means bar bracket. So what is bar bracket? If I do 2 into 3 plus 4 ke upar bar bracket, so this should be solved first. So the answer to this is going to be 2 into 7, which is equal to 14, right? In brackets also there are 3 brackets: small bracket, curly bracket and open bracket. First we solve the small bracket, second we solve this, and at last we solve this third bracket, square bracket. Off means multiplication, divide means division, okay, M means multiplication. However, if I am saying 64 divided by 8 of 8, 64 divided by 8 into 8, I said off means multiplication. However, off comes before division in V bod mass. So before, if there is off and divide, you will do off first. So the answer for this is, first you will multiply it. It is going to be 64 divided by, it will give you 64, which is equal to what? 1. However, over here you have to divide first. When you divide it, it will be 8 multiplied by 8. It is going to be 64. So in one case you are getting 1, in another case you are getting 64. Are you getting the answer? Are you understanding what I am trying to say over here? Okay. Off means also multiplication, but off comes before division and division here comes before multiplication. That's why you are getting the different answer. A means addition and S means subtraction. This is what is V bod masses. It's a quick revision. Let's try to solve it now. So first of all, we will have to solve this bracket, because bracket is the highest power priority. So there is 3.8 over here and minus of this bracket, right? Inside this bracket there is a division sign. So I'll divide it first. 4.7 divided by 0.7, because divide comes before multiplication and there is a multiplication after it. So 4.2 divided by 7, 0.7 will be 6 and multiplied by is 3. Then there is a last sign, plus 5 into 2. Okay, and this is what 0.5 divided by 1 by 2, and instead of division we can put multiplication and reverse it the next number. Suppose it is division of A by B, what we can do is multiplied by B by A, right? For any division and there is a fraction after it, what you can do is you can do multiply and reverse the fraction. That's what I have done. 0.5 means 1 by 2, so I have put multiply and reversed it. Okay, so this is going to be what? 3.8 minus of this number is 18 plus this number is 20. So what we are getting is 3.8 minus 18 plus 20 is plus 2, which is equal to 5.8. 5.8 is the correct answer for this question. I hope it is clear to you. It's an easy question, but you have to remember this V BODMAS rule. Again, this is very, very important to solve simplification problem. Let's move on to the next question. Here is the next question. 3x by 7 plus multiplied by 2y by 7 is 10. What is the value of x and y? So it is given that 3x by 7 multiplied by 2y by 5. Right, we know that 3 7s are 21 plus x, 5 2s are 10 plus y. Okay, divided by 7 5s are 7 5s is 35 is equal to how much? Is equal to 10, is equal to 10. So if I send this 7 and 5 over there on the right hand side, we'll get 350. 350. Now you can go through the options quickly and tell me which option is satisfying it. If we see the option, I can see this last option is only satisfying. It is 25 multiplied by 14, which comes out to be how much? 350. If you take any other option, if you take 3, it will be 24 multiplied by 13. Not possible. 14, which is not possible, right? If I take 5, it will be 26. Again, not possible because 350 is not divisible by 26. If I take 4, it is 25. And 3 over here, which will be 13. So this is again not divisible by 13. Only the last number is divisible, and 25 multiplied by 14 is 350. Here is the next question. Let's try and solve it. If we see that it is 3 divided by 1 square, 2 square, 5 divided by 2 square, 3 square, 7 divided by 3 square and 4 square, 9 divided by 4 square, 5 square, etc. so on up to 19 into 9 square and 10 square. See, this is a very typical problem and it is very easy. If you have solved this type of problem, it will be very easy to you. See, this is what, can you write this number 3 divided by 1 square and 2 square as 1 by 1 square minus 1 by 2 square? Absolutely, you can write, because you will get the LCM of denominator as 1 square, 2 square, and on top you will get 4 minus 1, which is 3. The second number, if we see, it is 5 by 2 square and 3 square. And definitely you can write it as 1 by 2 square minus 1 by 3 square. Because 3 square is 9, 4 square, 2 square is 4. And in the numerator you will get what? 9 minus 4, which is equal to 5. So all these terms can be broken and written like this. 1 by 1 square minus 1 by 2 square. The next number will be 1 by 2 square minus 1 by 3 square and so on. The last term will be this one, which will be 1 by 9 square minus 1 by 10 square. So you can see this 1 by 2 square and 1 by 2 square will get cancelled. 1 by 3 square will get cancelled from 1 by 3 square over here. And this 1 by 9 square will get cancelled from the minus of 1 by 9 square, which will come from here. What you will get eventually is 1 by 1 square, which is 1, minus 1 by 10 square, which is 1 by 100. So the LCM will be 100 and you will get 100 minus of 1, which is B option, 99 divided by 100. And it is very easy. Only thing is you need to arrange this in this form and you'll get the answer immediately. Let's move on to the next question. So here is the next question, and this is based on a rule which is known as componendo and dividendo. What is componendo dividendo? If A by B is equal to C by D, then from componendo dividendo we can say A plus B divided by A minus B is equal to C plus D divided by C minus D. I hope this is clear to you. Now if we try and apply componendo dividendo here, root over 3 plus x plus root over 3 minus x whole divided by root over 3 plus x minus root over 3 minus x is equal to 2 by 1. If there is nothing over there, so we can write C by D as 2 by 1. So my A is here, left hand side numerator, B is here, left hand side denominator. So I can put A plus B and A minus B. When I put A plus B, these two will get cancelled. What I'll get is 2 under root 3 plus x componendo, and when I put dividendo, these two will get cancelled and these two will get added on the right side. So I'll get 2 under root 3 minus x, and over here it is 2 by 1. 2 by 1 means 2 plus 1 divided by 2 minus 1. That is what we are doing, right? So 2 plus 1 is 3 and over here I'll get 1. So this will get cancelled. Now let's square whole thing. When I square, I'll get 9 over here. Here I'll get 3 plus x divided by 3 minus x. Divided by 3 minus x, and this is 9 by 1. Again, let's apply componendo dividendo. When you apply componendo dividendo, you will get 3 plus x plus 3 minus x divided by 3 plus x minus of 3, and minus of minus become plus x is equal to 9 plus 1 by 9 minus 1. When I solve it, this minus x gets cancelled, it is 6, and 3 gets cancelled, so it is 2x is equal to 9 plus 1 is 10, 9 minus 1 is 8. So this will become 3 and this will be 5 by 4. So what is my x? X is equal to 3 4s are 12 divided by 5, 12 by 5. So D option is the correct answer for this question. I hope this is clear to you. Based on componendo dividendo, you should know this operation, which is C and D, and you can expect questions on based on this format as well. Now here is another question. Let's try to solve it. The average of 30 students on a class is 15. If 6 students of these class has an average of 16, then what is the average of the remaining 24? Now there are many ways to solve this question. Let me tell you the formula for average. Average is equal to sum of the terms divided by number of terms. So if I ask you what is the sum of the age, what is the sum of age? Sum of age of these 30 students, it is going to be average. What is the average? 15 multiplied by 30, which is equal to 450. Now out of this sum of 6, what is the sum of 6? 6 students are there and their average is 16. So see, the sum is nothing but you take it over here, it will get multiplied. So what I am writing is 16 is the average multiplied by 6, which is equal to 96. Now what about the sum of remaining students? How many are remaining? 24 students are remaining, because these were 30 and out of 6 we have been given. So it is going to be, you have to minus this, right? So 5 becomes 4, and 10 minus of 6 is 4, and 44 minus 5 is 350, right? Now this is the sum. What is average? Average is again sum divided by number of students. So it is number of students is 24. So 354 divided by 24. If I divide this by 2, I'll get 12. If I divide this by 2, I'll get 177. 177, right? So what is the answer over here? If you solve it, you will get as 1s are 12 and 57 we are getting. So 57 means 4s are 48 and 9 by 12. So what is this 9 by 12? It is 14 years and 9 months. Because this is 9 by 12 of year, 9 by 12 of year, and 9 by 12 of year means 9 months, which is coming out to be extra. So this is the average. See, this is the basic method how you solve it. But I am going to tell you a shorter technique which is called as deviation. See, how do we solve it by deviation? We know that 30 ka jo average hai, the average of 30 students is 15. And this 6 students average is how much? You will say it is 16. And the remaining 24 average we need to find out. Now it is very, very logical. Just you don't need to even touch your pen to solve it. See, if this average was also 15, listen carefully, if the average of this 6 students was also 15, then the average of this 24 will also be 15. But it is not 15, because over here the average has been plus 1, and this plus 1 is shared by 6 students. It means they have taken 6 more years in age. So here there will be minus of 6, but this minus of 6 is sum, it is not the average, and we know that average is divided by 24, and this is going to be our answer. 15 divided by 6 by 24, and that is our answer. Did you get it? I'll explain it once again. If I am telling that if this 13 ka average is 15, this 6 is also can be 15, and then the 24 remaining will also be 15. However, the average over here is one more in 6 students. So they have taken plus 6 more with them, and that is why these 24 students will have to suffer this loss of 6. So minus of 6, and minus of 6 means it is sum of 24, and the average will be 6 divided by 24, because average is sum by 24. So I can write it as 14 plus 1, and this is 1 by 4. 1 by 4 is minus 1 by 4. So 1 minus 1 by 4 comes out to be 3 by 4. So this will be 14 years. And 3 by 4 means how much? 3 by 4 multiplied by 12 months, which is nothing but 9 months. So 3 by 4 means 14 years and 9 months. I hope this deviation method is clear to you. It is much more easier than finding the whole average and subtracting it. Let's move on to the next question. Over here you can see we have to find the average of few numbers, and we know that average is nothing but sum of terms divided by number of terms. So if we add it, we can see that 302 plus 108 is 410, and these two numbers adding up will become 605, and 605 plus this number will be 810. If we add all of them, it will be 1220. Now this is 5 numbers, so we have to divide it by 5. If it was 1200, we would have got 240, but there is 20 extra, so we'll get 4 extra over here, and 244 is the average of these 5 numbers. So what we have done is sum of the numbers, which is 1220, divided by number of terms, which is 5. Let's move to the next question. 2a is equal to 3b is equal to 4c. Then what is a is to b is to c equal to? Very, very easy question. See, 2a is equal to 3b is equal to 4c is what is given. Now what we need to do is we need to divide by the LCM of 2, 3, 4, which is equal to 12. So I'll divide by 12. LCM of 2, 3, 4 is 12. So 4 will get cancelled by 3. 3 will get cancelled by 4. 2 will get cancelled by 6. So a by 6 is equal to b by 4 is equal to c by 3. So the ratio of a is to b is to c is 6 is to 4 is to 3. D option is the correct answer for this question. I hope it is clear. It's a very easy question, and you can expect such question also. Let's move on to the next question. We can see that a person has some chickens and goats. The number of legs is 140 and the number of heads is 48. Find the number of chickens. See, to solve this problem, there are many methods, but we will see this problem with alligation. See, if how many legs we are having? We are having 140. So we'll put the average number of legs is 140. Now we are having chickens over here and we are having goats over here. Right, if all 48 were chickens, then multiplied by 2 number of legs will be there, which is 96. So there will be 96 legs over here, and if all were goats, then there will be multiplied by 4 number of legs, which is equal to, if I multiplied by 4, this means 96 multiplied by 2, 192 number of goats will be there. Now as we see, if we subtract the average and write it on the other side, then the ratio will be the quantity of values which are having. So if I multiply here with this quantity 140, you can see here will be 192 minus 140, and the other side it will be 140 minus 96. So what we are getting over here is 52 ratio 44, and if I cut it, we'll get 26 ratio 22, and if I add both, we are getting 48, and actually there are 48 animals. Can you see this? Actually we are having 48, means 1 ratio is equal to 1. So there are 26 chickens. How many chickens are there? There are 26 chickens, and that is what we were asked, how many number of chickens are there? The answer will be 26. I hope this is clear to you. Let's move on to the next question. So again, few questions we will take based on average and alligation. Here you can see, if the average age of Rakesh and Manoj, see, average age of Rakesh plus Manoj ka average age, it is given as how much? 15. Again, what is given is average age of Manoj and Ajay. Manoj and Ajay ka average age divided by 2 is how much? It is 12. And last, Rakesh and Ajay. For Rakesh and Ajay, it is given average age is 13. Now what we need to find is Manoj's age. Manoj's age. For Manoj's age, what you need to do is you add these two. Because Manoj is present here, Manoj is present here, it will be 15 plus 12, and Manoj is not here, so just minus it, minus 13. You will get is 14, and that is the answer. See, I have given you the direct short trick. You can definitely solve it completely, because R plus M is what? R plus M is 30. Again, if you add these two, you will get is M plus A, which is equal to 24. And if you add this, you will get what is R plus A, which is equal to 26, right? If you add this, you'll get 2 into R plus M plus A, which is 26 plus 24, 50 plus 30, 80. This 2 will get cancelled with this 40 times. So R plus M plus A, R plus M plus A is equal to 40. What we need to find is Manoj's age. So if I subtract this R plus A, which is 26, from this 40, I'll get Manoj's age as 14. But the direct short trick is that if you need to find Manoj's age, just add these two and you subtract this from it, you'll get 14 as the answer. I hope this is clear to you. See how this short trick is working is that you can see you are doubling it once over here. So you are multiplying it by 2. Again you are multiplying over here by 2 and you are adding it, right? So actually you are adding all those things and then you are dividing it by 2 again. So there is no point doing this operation twice. You are multiplying 2 over here. See, you multiplied 2 in this. Again you are cancelling it by 2. So you are doing it the operation twice. So the short trick is directly M plus M. What is here? 15 plus 12. You add both of them and subtract this 13. You'll get 14, which is directly Manoj ka age, right? And if you wanted the age of all the three, average of all the three, just add this and divide it by 3. If it was asked what is the average of these three, just add 15 plus 12 plus 13 whole divided by 3. This is going to be the average of all the three numbers. So these are few short tricks which you should know for this problem, and it has been repeated many times in your exam. Let's move. A bucket of 40 liters contains milk, out of which 4 liters is taken out and replaced. After removing the milk and filling it with water, this action is repeated 2 more times. What is the amount of milk in the mixture? See, this is a question based on mixture alligation and it is based on replacement. Now, there is a direct formula based on replacement. You can note it down. The amount of milk which is left in the end is equal to the amount of milk initially multiplied by, okay, 1 minus amount of milk replaced divided by amount of milk initially, whole to the power of n. You can see whole to the power of n, which is the number of times this operations has been done. That is the number of times you have replaced it. So if we need to find the amount of milk left, amount of milk remaining, it is equal to the initial number of amount was 40 into 1 minus, if I see, we are replacing how much? 4 liters we are replacing. So I'll put 4 divided by 40 whole to the power of n. Now what is n? See, once you replaced it and after removing milk and filling it with water, it was done 2 more times. So how many times did you do it totally? First you did it once, then again you repeated it 2 more times. So the number of times the operation was repeated is 3. So this becomes 1 by 10. So actually it is 40 into 1 minus 1 by 10, which is 9 by 10 whole to the power of 3. And this becomes 40 multiplied by 729 divided by 1000. 0 and 0 will get cut. And this is 36. 8 plus 3 is 11. 28 plus 1 is 29 divided by 100, which is this option D. 29.16 is the answer for this question. So you can note down this formula, and you, if this kind of questions come, you can directly apply this formula for your exam. Let's move on to the next question. Let's solve this question. It is given, in what proportion should the rupees 7.2 per kg be mixed with rupees 5.7 per kg rice so that the resultant is 6.3. Now again it is based on alligation. We know that average, when you are putting the resultant average and subtracting it and minusing it to the other side, gives you the ratio of the quantity. So it is very simple. The first price is 7.2 rupees per kg, that is the average price. For the second one it is 5.7. Again this is the average price of the second one. When you are mixing it, the mixer becomes worth 6.3. So over here you are going to write 6.3 minus 5.7. Always this number will be bigger than one and smaller than the other. So here you will write average minus smaller one, and here you will write bigger number 7.2 minus of 6.3. I hope this is very clear. So this will become aapka 0.6 and over here you will get 0.9, and this is 6:9, which will become 2:3. and 2:3 means B is the correct answer for this question. I hope this is very clear. It's very easy. Again, let's take one more question on this pattern. See, if in what ratio tea at 60 per kg be mixed with 65 per kg, so that selling the mixture at 68.2 per kg gives a profit of 10%. Again, it is based on alligation. So the first tea is how much? 60 rupees per kg is what you will say, and the second tea is how much? 65 per kg. So while mixing it, we are putting the cost price here. This is the cost price. This is also the cost price. But over here, when you are mixing it, you should write the cost price of the mixer. What you should write? You should write the cost price of the mixture. However, if we see, this is given 68.2. Now 68.2 is not in between 60 and 65. It is greater than 65. So is this the cost price? No, it is the selling price. So first we need to find the cost price, then we can go there. For that, we are being given the profit percent. Now we know that cost price plus profit is equal to SP. So if there is a 10% profit, what is 10%? 10% means 1 by 10, right? What is 10%? Means 1 by 10. It means if my cost price is 10, my selling price will be 11. My cost price is what? 10. So here I'll write the 10 and the profit is 1. So my selling price will be 11. So the selling price over here is 68.2. Means 11 is equal to 68.2. Then what is the value of this 10? To find the value of 10, we can put 68.2 divided by 11. This is going to be my one value, one unit value. If 11 is equal to itna, 11, if I cut it, I'll get 6.2. But this is the value of 1 unit. We need to find the cost price, which is 10 unit. So I'll multiply 10 over here. I'll multiply 10 over here and 10 units becomes 62. So my cost price of the mixer becomes 62, which after increasing 10%, selling price is what? 68.2. So the direct information was not given for cost price. It was given selling price and profit percentage. And from there we have found the cost price. Now we can apply the alligation over here. We'll get 65 minus of 62 over here. And this side we'll write 62 minus 60. So this becomes 3:2. 3:2. A option is the correct answer for this question. I hope it is very, very clear to you. Now let's move on to the last question. So here is the last question for this video. A businessman has 1000 kg sugar. 1000 kg sugar, and again some part is sold at 8% profit and other at 18%. We know that it is a question based on alligation because different parts, there are two parts for this, and one part is sold at 8% profit. One part is sold at 8% profit and another part of it at 18% profit. So the overall profit is 14%. Now if I apply alligation, you will write here 18 minus 14. And over there you are going to write 14 minus 8, right? So what will be the ratio? It will become 4:2. Here it will become 6. So the ratio is 2:3. 2:3. Means this 2000 kg was separated in 2:3 ratio. This was separated in 2:3 ratio. Now what is asked? How much sugar was sold for 18%? Now 18% is this one. So here we are giving 3 quantity. So how will we find it? We are giving 3 quantity for this one out of total 2 plus 3, which is 5, and we are giving 3/5 part to it. We are giving 3/5 part to it out of this 1000 kg. 1000 kg. So 5 when you cut it by, it will be 200, and 3 into 200 is 600 kg. So 600 kg on 18% and 400 kg on 8%. So we had to find how much kg sugar on 18%, which comes out to be 600 kg. So we are going to stop this video over here, and I hope you would have learned quite a few of new concepts. Not only have we practiced as a revision point of view, but we have also discussed the concepts of each and every topic which were mentioned from simplification, squares, number system, ratio, proportion, average and mixture alligation. I hope this was a very good video session for you. We will meet in FTR 3.0 tomorrow same time, and we will be coming up with the quantitative aptitude part 2 in that. Thank you. This much only for this video.
CGPSC की संपूर्ण तैयारी के लिए कंपटीशन कम्युनिटी के YouTube चैनल को सब्सक्राइब कीजिए और डेली अपडेट्स के लिए बेल आइकन को प्रेस करना ना भूलें।